So let's talk about expectant due dates, because often people, when they go for their first appointment or they go for their first scan, when you first know you're pregnant, this is where they will set you a due date, and people have that in their head as the religious day that they are giving birth. But this is not the case, and let me explain why. So often the medical assistants will go from the first day of your last period. But this isn't a true reflection on when you ovulated in that month. So it could be anywhere from 40 to 42 weeks. Very few people go over 42 weeks. It is known to happen, and I do know cases where people have ovulated on what they thought was the day they were due on their period, and that's the only day that they've had sex, so they know that's the day they conceived, which would mean that they would actually be 4 weeks late in the eyes of the medical team. So they would be born at 44 weeks if it was going to go on that long. So anywhere from 38 to 42 weeks tends to be where people fall within, and that is completely fine. So I just want to share with you here some statistics. So only 4% of babies are born on their due date. So this is why due dates are such a myth. And it might just not happen. It might just be that the baby is not even ready. If you think if gestation is for a set number of days, no animal in the history of nature has the same set of days. It might just be that they vary by a couple of days because that's nature. That baby is not ready to be born. It's as simple as that. But often, like I say, if it relates to ovulation, that could be anywhere within that month. And statistic is 78% of babies are born by 41 weeks and 5 days. So we don't need to start panicking or worrying when we get over the 40 days, thinking our baby's going to be late. We're going to have all sorts of medical interventions. The best thing we can do is to relax, enjoy that last few days of relaxation in bed, in the bath, having a massage, whatever it is, because that's going to obviously help stimulate our labour, which is pending, it is coming. But it also means that by the time we are 41 weeks and 5 days, the chances are pretty high that we will have had the baby by that point. So for your estimated due date, don't see it as a actual, because only 4% of babies are born actually on their due date. See it as a estimate, and it could fall for 2 weeks either side of that date, and try not to let the medical team push you in either direction.